I'm the Teflon Don. You know what I mean? You start just giving yourself all these titles and not realizing how fragile you truly are.
Yeah.
When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us weak.
That's right. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Took a little break. We're back. Alhamdulillah. And we're back with Brother Zahid. I'm your brother Abdullah. And this Revert story, beautiful story. Got a lot of knowledge, alhamdulillah, in it. Inshallah, we're going to go a little bit more. And we're going to continue from where we left off, where the judge gave you that sentence, and you're about to start a new life. Non-ending life in this little place. You got what? Life in some years?
Life in 38 years.
Life in 38 years.
Six consecutive sentences.
Allah Akbar.
Nothing was ran concurrent. So that's
They're all different sentences? Different?
Separate them. If you don't get in there and do the research and find out that the way these people are operating, monopolizing and manipulating, that it's a business.
Sure is, yeah.
And they have people caught up in this illusion, taxpayers, having them think that their taxpaying dollars are helping keep these criminals off the street, when that's not true.
Allah Akbar.
Because under the Straw Man Act, which was placed on America because they went in debt sometime, a while ago, early 1900s or late 1800s. There's history on it. Queen Elizabeth came up with this idea because they filed for bankruptcy. This government can't own anything. They lease everything. So all theirs is about taking. So this is why they take so much. When somebody has their foot on their neck, you don't think they're going to keep their foot on your neck?
Oh, sure. It's the chain reaction.
Exactly. So they're feeling like, we got to survive. See how it's instilled in people? You just survive. Oh, really? By hurting people? So this is how it's being taught to you. You ain't doing nothing wrong. You surviving. Really?
That's right.
Subliminal.
It's always pushing you towards doing wrong. It's kind of the system trying to drag you back in there.
To keep you in there because it's a revolving door. It's a cycle. Yeah, it's a cycle. As long as what they are instilling in you is benefiting them in their pockets, then why is it working for them? They don't care if it's not working for you.
They don't care, of course.
No, as long as it's working for them.
Yeah.
Because they don't live in your neighborhood. They don't want you in their neighborhood.
They don't.
No. They don't even want to be around you. But in some places, they have to be around you. So they built a tolerance based on cha-ching, dollar signs. You're a walking dollar sign. That's that money. That's what they see. Oh, that's some money. And the Straw Man Act is dealing with money.
So
everybody's name on the indictments are warrants, are your birth certificate, are your social security card, are your ID, driver's license. If you notice, all of them have something in common. Every one of these pieces of material, your name is in capital letters, and that isn't your name. You don't write your name in all higher casing letters.
No,
you write it with one higher casing letter and the rest in lower casing letters.
Lowercase, yeah.
When you sign your John Hancock, your signature as one higher casing letter and the rest lower casing letter.
Right.
And then on these documents, all of them are higher case.
Upper cases, right.
Okay. All capital letters. That makes you a corporation.
Oh.
And that brings about money.
Uh-huh.
It's a business. People don't realize it's public information. I'll give you an example.
Tell me.
Wesley Snipes went to prison for tax evasion.
Okay.
Recently, not too long ago.
Right, I think we heard about him.
He found out how to close his account. Took ownership of the straw man, because the straw man doesn't exist without you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's fictitious. And it's in capital letters. He only exists because of you. So this is where the Matrix feeds off the original.
The original.
Which is the true meaning of the Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to you in the movie, but you were being entertained.
That's right.
Yeah. Instead of seeking knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's right there before you. And instead of looking into what's taking place, you're being entertained. So you're captivated, mesmerized, hypnotized, and caught up in your mood. Like,
plus, that was like the time of the technology wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Before that one movie, you know what I mean? So people were like shocked with all this technology and all this. So it was kind of different. Yeah. So of course it wasn't something that we were catching up on, but just like you said, they were trying to shed some light on something.
Someone was. There's subliminal messages, and there's also hidden messages. So they're not hidden because they're right before you.
That's right.
It's just like in our way of life. Iqra. What does that mean?
Iqra. Read.
Okay. So if you don't read, or you don't know how to read, how can you comprehend to understand?
You gotta learn.
Exactly. So how do you know anything without the knower of all things?
Allahu Akbar. Without Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you got nothing.
So this helped me just in a lot of ways to realize this world of many worlds that we live in. And everybody's feeding off of everybody, because everybody needs everybody on a diverse planet.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that in the Quran, where that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said that he created everybody to benefit off of everybody, but never did he allow us to survive and prey upon others. He allowed us to benefit from each other. You help me, I help you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is how we benefit from each other. I buy groceries from you. You come back and you buy, your clothing from me.
Merchants.
But never did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to attack each other, eat from each other like savages, like even worse than animals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is great.
So this journey, man, this trip, it was much more like a never-ending trip. Everybody has an appointed term. Neither one of us knows when that day is coming.
That's right.
No one knows. But it's coming.
Sure is.
Everybody's going to taste it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, in thinking of this and realizing, man, how was I able to do these things without thinking? And you start to believe that what you're doing, because you're getting away with doing it, you start to believe that it's good. Are you slick? Or you got game? Are you the man? Or I'm invincible. How can you touch me? Or I'm the Teflon Don. You know what I mean? You start just giving yourself all these titles and not realizing how fragile you truly are.
Yeah.
When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us weak.
That's right. SubhanAllah. From the womb of the mother, we were weak. So today, still weak.
Exactly. The body is fragile, and I found out the hard way.
Allahu Akbar. Yeah, tell me a little bit more now about the prison life. Man. You started off young, and you were fresh up in there. It's your first time getting locked up?
No.
It wasn't your first time?
Hard hit.
Okay.
Second time in the phase.
Second time.
Yeah. Didn't learn nothing from the first one.
The first time was how long?
5 years, almost 6 years off a 10-year sentence.
SubhanAllah, he did 6 years.
Yeah.
And you still managed to come back again, huh? Allahu Akbar.
Hard hit.
Yeah. And how long did you stay out between the first and the second?
From 1993 to 1996. I got out in April of 93 and went back in for a violation. At first, I thought that's all it was going to be, not knowing that they had been plotting and scheming the whole time, conspiring to get me back in prison and placing people around me that I think are my friends or associate or a girlfriend because I was caught up in that world again. And thinking that everybody around me is all right. That wasn't the case. So you make your bed, you gonna lay in it. Yeah, they know that talk. A lot of them know, man, you make your bed, you gonna lay it off.
That's right.
Closed mouth don't get fed. Okay, well, yeah. But everybody want to eat.
That's true.
And it's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things to eat. If you're eating off of robbing people and hurting people and selling drugs and doing all this wrong to eat, are you truly surviving?
No.
No. Because you're not doing what's right to get it. It's haram.
It's haram, yeah.
It's not allowed. It's not permissible. But in your world, you're being captivated and mesmerized and hypnotized that what you're doing is cool. Because, yeah, that's right.
You eating.
Yes, you think
you're
you are.
Fresh.
Yeah, you think you are.
You buy new kicks, you buy a new gear, buy a new whip.
All those things.
And you think it's cool.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Think you sleep.
Somebody else's money.
When there's somebody who's pushing all this out there so that you can cling to it.
And they're watching.
Yeah. They putting the poison out there because they know you're going to feed off of it, like a bunch of rats feeding off of cheese. And that's one of the slangs for money. Cheese. They know what I'm talking about. Cheddar. Greenback, snaps, beans, capital, currency. All this is still dealing with money. Moolah. Yeah, moolah, baby. Yeah, keep chasing it. Keep chasing it the wrong way. But when they catch up with you, don't cry. Don't holler. Please don't get on the stand and holler.
Right.
Pointing people out. And you say you're a gangster? Man, that's what gangsters do. Oh, that's another illusion. That's another title you've given yourself.
Right, you can't live up to it. Nobody
can live up to it. And those who did, the majority of them who did live up to being gangsters in that world, either dead or in prison. And I met a lot of them still in prison. For over 30 years, for over 40 years, for over 50 years straight, still walking the yards.
Just because they didn't rat on somebody else.
Didn't play along with the game. And you say you got game. How you got game? When there's only one game, truly. And man didn't give it to you. The game of life. There's only two ways to live it. The right way or the wrong way. Because if you play both sides, being a mediator or trying to instigate or trying to take sides with the wrong way and the right way, you're going to get caught up.
That's right.
You're going to get found out. So now what side you going to jump on?
That's right.
No, you can't go over there with them sharks. Because once they find out you hot, they got something for you.
That's right.
Yeah, you live by it, you die by it.
SubhanAllah.
That you go over here with the good people and they realize you no good, they're going to welcome you back into the neighborhood. They know you no good.
That's right.
So now,
you're dead to them.
Where you going to go? Your own family don't want you that they don't. Mamas, fathers, sisters, brothers, cousins, aunts, uncles don't want you around because they know what you bringing to the table.
Problems, yeah.
Yeah, they know what you bringing to the table. You bringing harm to the family. They don't care.
Yes, sir.
Because you're in the streets and shootouts, selling people dope, beating up people's women, sisters and mamas and daughters and cousins. You're doing all kind of wrong and want people to look up to you.
And as they say, what goes around comes around.
You reap what you sow.
Yes, sir.
It's in scripture.
SubhanAllah.
Thoughts manifest and come to fruition. So whatever you put out, it's going to come back. Because it comes from within. If the mouth is filthy and the heart is filthy, how is the body not filthy?
Allahu Akbar. Yeah.
Your mind and heart are filthy. How are you clean? How? Where is it in the Quran and Sunnah? Ways of the Sahaba, may Allah be pleased with all of them, where they use profanity? Ever. And they thought that was cool.
Not when they were
Where they
Muslim.
thought that sagging was cool. Where they thought that having swag was cool. Where they thought that talking about the next man or gossiping about the next person, a woman, or speaking bad about a chaste woman, saying what she's doing and the woman not doing nothing, not having no proof, no evidence. You just run around gossiping, backbiting, and slandering, and won't respect. You don't respect and love yourself.
That's right.
So these are the worlds that we live in.
MashaAllah.
Which is practicing separatism. Divide and conquer. It's still working.
Oh, yeah.
The abomination of man is man. So, in a diverse world, a diverse planet that man didn't create. Remember, all these people got all this money, right? Bill Gates, Donald Trump, all these politicians.
Got mad money. Mad cheese, huh?
And they can't have no money without people. There's no successful economy without people.
Of course.
Money doesn't have a value without people.
That's right.
And nobody will have a successful business without people.
Of course.
So everybody needs everybody. Period.
Especially the top dogs. They need the little ones more than anything. Because without them, they never had this money.
That's right. Who's the biggest consumers?
People.
Exactly. How do you have a market?
Exactly.
How are things marketable? So who's going to buy it? So you got to look at it. It's like the game of Monopoly. Monopolize and manipulate. There's one bank. The 5 richest families. They control all currency globally. People think it's different. No, it's not. It's different faces on it. It's different countries. But the actual monetary system is ran by the same people.
The same people all over the world.
The 5 richest families.
They're playing the same game everywhere.
Everybody else who works under them are puppets on the string. From the president on down to the lowest person in the White House. All
getting political now on me now.
Yeah, all of them are puppets.
Yeah.
Because they placed those people in office. You think your voting was putting them in office?
No, I don't think, and that's why I don't even vote.
Me either, because
I don't vote.
That's the illusion.
Because it's an illusion. Voting is an illusion.
A world of deception. Our Lord
much.
says this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this is a world of deception, a deceiving one. Now how can you go against what Al-Haq says? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the truth.
Yeah.
The truth is older than anything. And the planet Earth is older than anybody who lives on it. So you got all this money and you don't like what's going on planet Earth. And our Lord, as we know, created 7 Earths. But can you get to one of them?
Only the one that you want. That's it.
And can you build you another Earth?
Of course not.
With all the money you got, you can't even ransom yourself to our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
You can't.
With all the gold in the world.
You can't duplicate an eye or an ear or a brain or heart. Realistically, something close to that, unless you got to build like this big machine and something that does the job close enough.
Okay. So
even the most expensive camera out there can't replicate that eye. Allah Akbar.
Oh man, it only remind me of eye, because I was completely blind.
Allah Akbar. Wow.
When I come out of the coma.
You're full of adventures, brother.
Man.
SubhanAllah.
This is.
So let's take a step at a time.
Yeah, man.
So let me remind everybody to, if you got to this point watching, I'm pretty sure that you are excited to continue this story as much as I am. Because I've heard this story before, but not to the fullest extent. I didn't get this detailed meeting with the brother about the story of his revert. I did hear a little bit of it, and subhanAllah, it was so exciting. A lot of adventure in it, and a lot of wisdom in it, subhanAllah. And if you're here still watching, I really ask you to share this story with everybody that you know. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Tell people to subscribe because, you know, this is how we benefit as producers and makers and YouTubers in general. We need subscribers to be able to go forward. Now, as we were watching and as we were listening, the story is just unfolding, mashallah, slowly but surely, because there's so many stops in the way, alhamdulillah. But you learn from these stops, man. Wallahi, you're shedding light on a lot of little tiny things that people don't look at too much, and people don't actually talk about much.
No.
But it's important for somebody who has experienced this firsthand. You're the person behind the gun. You are the person moving that way. You were the person in front of that judge when the sentence was called. You were the person doing all these things. And you are now the person who's looking back and looking like, subhanallah, I had the signs, I had things going for me, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did what He planned to do. So you woke up in the prison, mashallah, you're 30-something years old, 34 you said, 32?
32.
So you're a big man, so not too many people is going to mess with you at that time.
No.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
So how was the, plus that you coming back, this is not your first time. So there's people that have seen you before.
Exactly.
People waiting for you. People expecting you.
To a degree.
People are shocked to see you maybe.
More. That's more.
A lot of people shocked to see you. Like, back in here again?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be smarter than that.
That was the biggest one.
SubhanAllah. So most of the people were shocked to see you again.
Yeah.
Mostly was it the old heads or?
Everyone.
Everybody, huh?
Everyone. Everybody who knew me from that first bid I did, the first sentence I did, they called it bids. When they saw me, they was looking like, man, fire is back. Man.
Allah Akbar.
The first thing a lot of them was saying, I hope he doesn't have a new one. A new bid, meaning a new sentence.
Oh.
So they hoping that even though I'm back, they hoping
some minor.
that it's just for a probation
short
violation.
Ah.
And that's what it was.
Well, that's one of the things.
That's what it started out to be.
Oh.
However, this government was conspiring the whole time.
Mm-hmm. So you got in for a probation violation.
Oh,
Things escalated.
I got indicted 6 times while I was doing a 3-year violation.
Uh-huh.
So when that release date came for my 3-year violation, I didn't get released.
And you were asking why, right?
No question. Because I'm looking forward to this day.
To leave,
They gave me
right.
a date. I got a date.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to this day. But mind you now, people don't look at this
Uh-huh.
the way we do. And when you read stories about it, and it hits you, you realize you have to say things when you're trying to plan to do things, or you looking to have something come your way later on in life, or tomorrow, or next year, or next month. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Wasn't using this.
Of course, you didn't know about it.
Yeah, even when I knew about it, being new into the deen, you forget.
Uh-huh.
So now, by forgetting, you start paying for it.
Oh, subhanAllah.
And I didn't find out until I read the stories of the prophets. And one of the prophets, Suleiman, had many wives. And he said, supplicated to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, said he want a child by every one of his wives.
Allah Akbar.
He wants strong, young, he wants sons. He want a lot of them. He want all his wives to be pregnant.
And it was reported that he had 99 wives. Uh-huh.
So, in doing this, someone was with him
Oh,
while he's making this statement or supplicating to Allah. He's doing it out loud, and someone is right next to him like you and I. He said, yeah, Allah, give me this and give me this. I want all my wives. I want strong young men to be able to, represent this deen. And he ended it right there. So the person who was with him said, aren't you going to say inshallah? He just looked at him like, he didn't say it. So by him not saying it, only one of his wives had a child.
Allah.
And that child was born deformed.
Allah.
For not saying inshallah.
Mm.
That hit me so hard. So you have to be mindful that you can't predict the future.
And let me stop you here real quick because this is important. As we narrate stories of the prophets, and you probably already know this, and you was probably going to mention it, because these are stories of the Israelites, we take them for the wisdom that's in them, but we have to know that they might be true or they might be false because there's no authentication in the narration of these stories. Because it's about the Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam, we have to be careful to mention that. And excuse me if I cut you off.
No, you're doing right.
Jazakallah khair.
You're doing right. Yeah. You know, because we're reminders to one another. Because I don't know it all.
That's right. I don't know it all.
So we have to be reminders to one another.
That's right.
Steel sharpens steel.
Alhamdulillah.
And how can we share and learn from one another if we don't listen to one another?
That's right. We can't. We have to learn from each other. Alhamdulillah. So you learn that saying inshallah is important.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's all in the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Just the wisdom in it. Not like you said, not placing something on the Prophet Sulaiman because like you said, I wasn't there.
There's no authentication
so
on the
how
story.
Can I say even follow the chains of narration? Because there's chains.
Right.
And they may be a weak chain.
And going back to Sulaiman salam, you're talking about thousands of years.
Wow.
Yeah. It's even before.
So where's the authenticity in what I'm saying?
For Isa alayhi salam, for Dawood, or around that Dawood time, alayhi salam, jamia. Yeah.
So you're correct, brother. And
Jazakallah khair.
Allah reward you in abundance.
Ameen. You too.
It's being a good reminder.
Ameen. Barakallahu feek. So we were saying about you being in there, and then you were waiting for your time. The first violation was a violation of
3 years
of probation.
Yeah.
3 years, and you were supposed to be out.
Yes.
And that was the first judgment, and that's how you walked in there with that judgment. 3 years, you out. So 3 years is done, and you're ready to go, getting everything ready to go.
Yeah.
And they're like, you ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
What's the deal?
Wow, man, you're talking about angry. And people around you, you know, there's people that knew me and knew I had a date. And
everybody was happy for you.
Yeah.
And you're about to
Some
go.
people were glad I didn't get out. You'd be surprised how so many people, misery loves company. And so many people in prison that don't want to see the next man get out. Like crabs in a bucket. One make it to the top.
They grab and come back.
You ain't going nowhere. You was going to leave us and you wasn't going to do nothing for us once you got out there.
Right.
Oh, man, I'm going to look out. I'm going to do this. Well, we'll never know that. But you ain't going nowhere.
SubhanAllah. So what was the reason why they left you in there?
They came up with more charges.
Like? If you don't mind me asking, of course.
Yeah, I don't mind because it was from...
It was all false, huh?
To me, it's when you look at it and you reflect, the word conspiracy can be used to do good, it can be used to do
evil.
Bad. This is spoken of in my way of life again in the Quran. Conspire to do good or conspire to do evil. They conspire to do evil, and they tell you this in the Black Laws Dictionary. This government tells you that. Gives it to you, the truth.
Wow.
But a lot of people
don't read.
Exactly.
Nobody read. Everybody rely on lawyers and attorneys.
And they're officers of the court.
They sure are, yeah.
So they're only looking for a payday and they're practicing law. Just like doctors are practicing medicine. No one knows it all. There's no experts. That's just titles. Because if you're practicing something, it's like striving.
That's right.
You're striving to get better, to do better. You're trying hard to become better. It's the same thing as practicing something. Practice makes perfect. So if you're practicing medicine and using people as guinea pigs, and if you're practicing law, using people as guinea pigs. Everything is you have to use somebody to be able to become better at what you do.
Practice your art, whatever it is that you're doing.
What you call a craft, or your quote unquote, you've been to college and you got a certificate and you qualify.
You got to practice what you learn in there.
So you've been taught.
That's right.
How to do what it is you do. So you have to follow rules and regulations. Man-made laws, and a lot of them are unlawful.
That's right.
In the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala side.
SubhanAllah.
It's like homosexuality. And not to say that those people are bad people, because I don't know their hearts.
That's right, yeah. They're doing something.
The act. In our way of life, those type of people were punished.
Yeah, they were punished at the time. At the time of the Prophet Lut, alayhi salam. Yes. And the act itself is unlawful Islamically, and any law of humanity.
Yeah.
The people are good people, but they have a different understanding of it, I guess.
So, it just, our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, says something that's unlawful, it's unlawful. And man turns around and makes it lawful, that's no good. But when you can convince people of something you haven't convinced yourself of, because you have a wife and children. You're the president of the United States. You have a wife and children, and you're promoting homosexuality.
Right.
You're making it lawful for men to marry men and women to marry women. It don't matter if you're a male or a female, it's still under the word homosexuality, male or female. Now you come with the slang after that, he's a gump, he's a chump, he's a punch, he's a butch, he's a dyke. Okay, all those are titles. Slang.
Titles, different slang titles.
Lingos. But it all comes under the umbrella of homosexuality.
Right.
So one isn't no better than the other. Two women, because you freaking with two women and they homosexuals, you a homosexual. But you
under the same title.
Menage a trois. I'm balling. Oh, really?
Right.
That's balling. Come in the homosexuality. Oh man, ain't no homosexuality. It's two women. But they freaking each other. You're not married to either one of them. We can take it to fornicating. Now, two men doing the same thing these two women is doing, you don't like that. But then some of you join in that. And it's called Hollywood at this day and time. Going Hollywood.
Right, going Hollywood.
Swingers, orgies, just doing whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do it with. And that's supposed to be good? How is it?
Never.
Shaitan.
That's right.
Come from all angles. Tempts you. He tempts you. He don't make you do nothing.
Yeah.
You do it. Because only good comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all evil comes from myself and Shaitan.
That's right.
Yeah. So if I do some wrong, I did it. I can't say, no, my brother made me do it. How can he make me do something I'm the one did it?
That's true.
I'm the one went and robbed the store in the neighborhood. And
you took the money.
Yeah, and did all that, beat this dude, the clerk up, didn't kill him, but beat him down. He thought he was dead. He might as well have been dead. He leaking. He sleep when they come in there, so he don't know he alive or dead. He don't know.
Allah.
Like I feel like I done came up.
Yeah.
I'm surviving. Really? To hurt the same man that provides for people in the same community.
He probably gave you so many things. Yo, that's on the house.
Watch you growing up.
Watch you growing up, yeah.
Watch you.
One of my friends got killed in one of these hits on him back in North Carolina. That's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him. Good friend of mine back in the day. Yeah, it's very, very touching.
Yeah, I can feel it. With
compassion,
you don't hurt people. I mean, I don't.
Allahu Akbar.
Not just going out looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Someone who transgresses or even oppresses people. No.
So you're up in there, you got this new sentence.
Man.
This new sentence hit you hard.
Man.
Made a lot of people happy though.
Man, did it.
SubhanAllah.
Man, that's the sad part. And it's not sad anymore when I realize that word don't carry no weight.
Allah Akbar.
It don't carry no weight. People just use it.
Yeah.
It's like using the word love.
Mm-hmm.
Love is an action word. And verbs are action words. And our way of life, Quran, you have to take action.
That's right, yeah.
So
a lot of action in there.
Exactly. So you can't apply something if you don't put it into action.
Mm-mm.
So, like you said, man, in that situation, you have to take action. You have to realize that you're not really locked up if you got this still.
Yeah.
You got to be able to use your mind, because your mind isn't locked up unless you caught up in the ways of the world. Listen to what everybody else is saying. Oh man, you ain't gonna never get out, man. The people got you, man. You stuck like a truck. Huh?
Allah Akbar.
Man, you think you're gonna get out? Man, look at all these people around you who've been waiting to get out. Oh, so I'm supposed to feel like them?
And just give up.
Yeah. I said, no.
Wow.
It wasn't in me to do it. So I used to fall asleep in the law library, jeopardizing.
So how they put a law library there with you?
Man, isn't that something?
That is something to actually think about.
Man, a law library.
In the prison.
In the prison.
With prisoners to read as long as you want.
Yeah, that's right. To fight to get yourself out when you had a lawyer. Even a lot of them had paid lawyers.
And they weren't even able to get them out.
No, paying people millions and millions of dollars, because remember, they're practicing law and this is their job.
Yeah.
And they're officers of the court. And they may get vouchers off of your name, the straw man.
Mm.
That name being in capital letters went away from it. However, Wesley Snipes went to prison for tax evasion because he didn't pay the taxes on some jets he bought.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you look at The Price is Right, you know about The Price is Right. I'm sure the world does.
Everybody heard about it.
Okay. Anything you win off of that show, you have to pay the taxes on.
Right.
So the same goes when he bought those jets. Now, he took ownership of the straw man, which is the fictitious person, the being. It's not even a being. It only exists because of you.
Uh-huh.
So once you close the account and take ownership of the straw man, which everybody in the world can, it's public information.
Allah Akbar.
Man, you're a creditor. A creditor now is not cash. You have a creditor to $1.3 billion. Everybody in existence. And he found out how to do it.
Wow.
Wesley Snipes. He did it. So while he was in prison, someone shed some light on it. Hey man, he said, well, I'm in prison now, so I gotta do the time. Because he was going to have to pay the taxes or do the time. So he'd rather finish the little sentence, come on out, scot-free.
Uh-huh.
But he's caught up too in the ways of the world.
Right.
Because everybody should be able to use it. This is another story with the movie The Matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Is hidden because you're being entertained. You can't see that the Matrix is feeding off the original. The same thing with the court system. The government is feeding off the original people, who are the indigenous people. They're not black. They're not white. They're not natives. No. That's history. It's his story.
Right.
That doesn't make it accurate. Like we said, where's the authenticity? How authentic is it?
The information got to be authentic.
Back? Okay, and how far back does it go?
Right.
How old is your story?
Who wrote it?
See, we can go on and on.
That's right. Who's the author?
We can go on and on because there's only one author of the Quran, and he's always present. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
The only director of everything that's going on, good or bad. It's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
No.
Yeah, man, just getting a whole nother sentence like you said. Man, how can I stop it? I gotta stand here and take this. Looking at through this person. So I looked through him so hard, he dropped his head.
No.
I'm letting him know, you know honor, you know judge, you a man just like me. And you might not even be that. You might be a homosexual.
Wow.
You might rape little boys. I don't trust you.
And get away with it.
Yeah, you was nothing. He turned red in the face and, court is adjourned. I said, yeah, you fork-tongued devil. The marshals looking at me, he ran back into his chambers. They like, man, you something else. The marshal's saying this. They saying, you know what? The marshal said this. People were taking me back and forth.
Right.
Saying, you're not even supposed to be locked up, young man. I said,
They told you that.
Told me that. They say, these people are afraid of you. I said, man, get out of here, man. You think I'm going to buy that? How they afraid of me? I ain't nobody. I'm like, I'm nothing. They said, because you're intelligent, you're smart. You can come in here and represent yourself. We counted on one hand the people that was able to come into this courtroom and talk the way you talk. It's only two of you.
Allahu Akbar.
Two people, two men that we actually seen come in these courtrooms and actually can talk for himself on record.
Represent himself.
We only seen two of you.
No.
You and another man. He mentioned his name. He said, you know him? I said, no, I knew him though. He the one taught me.
SubhanAllah.
Man, something. I'm talking about something else.
He was a knowledge seeker, huh?
Man, this guy was sharp, real sharp. He's in prison, federal prison.
Still in there?
Yeah, because he won't break weak. He won't bow down to him.
Is he Muslim?
No, I hope he might have changed. He might have changed.
He's got all this knowledge in this.
He might have changed, inshallah. I hope he did embrace Islam.
He might be watching you.
Inshallah.
Allah knows best.
And he's smiling. Because he knew me really well.
MashaAllah.
He was from here, from Detroit, Michigan. I met him in prison and learned a lot from this person.
Allah got him to Islam.
Man,
if he is a Muslim, Allah make him stronger. Stronger Muslim.
You know, we got a lot of people in there in that system that are willing to help, share, and learn from one another. The majority of them don't care. They still have the same mentality they came off the streets with in prison. Man,
they're saying they're still delusional, huh?
Man, it's not sad. That's why I say it's not sad. Compassion, man.
Yeah.
Raouf, the most compassionate. So I have compassion. I'm not sorry for nobody because I don't have no self-pity and I don't have no self-hate. So I'm not a sorry individual. So the word sorry don't move in my world. I'm not sorry for nothing I've ever done. Will I apologize to my brother or anyone else that I've done something to? Yeah. And I'll ask for their forgiveness.
Allah.
Outside of that, I don't have sympathy for no one. I don't want it for me. Somebody, oh man, hey, I appreciate, you reaching out that way. It don't move me.
Allah.
Because being in certain situations, and prison was one of them, it changes you whether you want to change or not. The transformation is going to take place. The metamorphosis is going to take place. No one can stop change. No one can stop growth. Show me anyone who can, who stopped themselves from aging. I don't care how much cosmetic surgery you get, how much Botox you put in your face, how many times you go under the knife, how many transplants you get, all these things. When it's your turn, when your appointed term comes, none of that's going to stop you.
The angel of death can nobody stop him.
I have the book, The Spectacle of Death.
Allahu Akbar.
You talking about a book that'll knock a hole in your heart.
Allahu Akbar.
I haven't even finished the book.
SubhanAllah.
This book will give it to you about death, man, and let you know about people in many levels of life.
Allah.
Rich, old, poor, different nationalities, different hues, just living their lives. It's a lot of them doing good. A lot of them look like they're doing good and not doing good. However, when the angel of death comes,
no stopping,
no prolonging, no delaying, no hesitation. Come and do what he's ordered to do.
And he listens to his orders and he carries it out.
With no hesitation.
That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran about the angels that's on the hellfire taking care of business there. He said, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. Keep yourselves and your family protected from the hellfire. that has some angels on there that abide by the rules, and once they're ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will carry on the order. The angel of death is another angel. They don't say no to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When he says, take so-and-so life, he's going to take it, whether he likes it or not.
I read this book, The Spectacle of Death, and there's people in there. When this angel of death comes, when they write the stories, it's like you and I sitting here. You're the angel of death, and I'm somebody you coming to get. And I said to you, not right now, man. I got so much I want to do. My wife's over here, and I got this going on.
My kids there, my work there. He doesn't even hear you.
It doesn't move him. He don't have no desires, and he don't lust.
Allah.
Angels. They don't have no desires. They don't lust.
They only worship Allah.
That's it.
That's it.
And they obey.
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk till your tongue fall out your face.
Mm-hmm.
You can cry. You can turn over, do flips, join the circus, and do tricks. All that. Even do magic.
Mm-hmm.
And we know where that comes from in our way of life.
That's right.
And you were warned about using it.
That's right.
So when I read the book, man, you talking about weeping. Yeah, it says you're supposed to remember death at least 10 times a day.
Oh man, gotta keep you going straight.
Sure, man.
I'll keep you on your toes, huh?
Man, will it? Make you repent to Allah, seek His forgiveness. Sometimes you can't count the times. 100 times not enough. Some days.
Allahu Akbar. Even the Prophet Muhammad used to seek forgiveness and repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than 70 times, 100 times the same day. The Prophet.
That's what crushed me when I read that.
The Prophet.
That made me
Look
weep.
at us.
It made me weep.
Allahu Akbar.
Brother told me, he said, man, you love the Prophet Muhammad.
I
said, why do you say that? He said, man, I shared that story with you. You start crying right in front of everybody. I said, oh, is something wrong with that?
You thought it was the natural thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, your heart's still alive. There's a lot of dead hearts around here, man. I tell you, speaking of myself first, you know, our hearts with this dunya is dead. It's dead. It only sees dunya. It only sees this life. It doesn't see what's beyond. It's coming up. Death. There's no running from it. What's after that? Hereafter.
This world is a prison to the believer.
Mm-hmm.
To the disbeliever, this is paradise. Does he think everything he gets here, he actually is really going to benefit?
That's right.
It's really going to help him.
Mm-hmm.
When he or she is gone and you had plenty, it don't even matter.
They don't.
Because them sharks and them wolves and whatever you want to call them coming out, piranhas, and everybody's trying to eat off of what you left. And if you didn't leave no will, you ain't got to worry about it because you dead.
Allah.
Yeah, you gone. You think they care? How long you think you're gonna be remembered by people that are not even your family when you dead?
Oh, Allah knows best. Allah knows best. But I don't think it's gonna be a long time.
I read stories about it that opened my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That, oh man, really make you ponder things. You know, reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I looked at graveyards. What do all those people have in common? All of them are quiet, and nobody's complaining about who's buried next to who.
Mm-hmm.
Rich, old, blue, purple, yellow, green. Nobody has no say-so.
Mm-hmm.
And who's buried next to who. So that should bring you back down to reality and let you know you're not running nothing.
That's right.
And be grateful if you're buried right. Because the right way and the wrong way to do everything, even in burials.
Oh yeah. There's the sunnah way, there's the wrong way. SubhanAllah.
So these things, you know, in prison helped me. I'm not saying it was a bad journey. I'm saying a lot of good came out of being incarcerated for over 23 and a half years.